The Power of Softness, Redefining Strength for Black Entrepreneurs. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I stand before you humbled and electrified, carrying insights that have fundamentally transformed my understanding of power, success, and authentic leadership. These revelations came through my profound conversation with Minister Dr. Scherry Lee-Davidson, a visionary leader whose work has created seismic shifts in how we understand Black excellence in entrepreneurship. Dr. Lee-Davidson isn't just a thought leader, she's a revolutionary. Her unique approach to combining spiritual groundedness with razor sharp business acumen has empowered thousands of Black professionals to rewrite their success stories. Her methodologies have sparked movements across communities nationwide, challenging entrenched beliefs about what strength truly means, particularly for Black women navigating complex professional landscapes. What I found most transformative about my conversation with Dr. Lee-Davidson was an idea so counterintuitive, so disruptive, that it challenges everything we've been conditioned to believe about success. We've all internalized the narrative. To succeed as Black professionals and entrepreneurs, we must be twice as strong, twice as resilient, twice as unbreakable. We must never show cracks, never falter, never rest. But what if that narrative isn't just incomplete? What if it's actively harmful? The revolutionary insight Dr. Lee-Davidson shared cuts straight to the heart of our collective wound. True empowerment and sustainable success for Black professionals often come not from unyielding strength, but from embracing vulnerability, authenticity, and what she powerfully calls the courage to be soft. This idea feels almost blasphemous in a culture that glorifies the hustle. Work harder, sleep less, grind more, push past pain. Especially for Black entrepreneurs, there's this unspoken mandate that success requires superhuman strength and endless sacrifice. The strong Black woman who carries everyone's burdens without complaint, the resilient Black entrepreneur who overcomes systemic barriers through sheer force of will. But Dr. Lee-Davidson poses a question that stopped me in my tracks. What if our greatest power lies not in our ability to endure hardship, but in our courage to be soft? What if vulnerability, not invincibility, is the true catalyst for innovation, connection, and sustainable success? This isn't about abandoning resilience. It's about expanding our definition of strength to include softness. It's about recognizing the immense power in allowing ourselves to be human, to rest, to prioritize well being, to build community, and to lead with authenticity rather than armor. Let me share three transformative insights from my conversation with Dr. Lee-Davidson that illuminate this paradigm shift. First, embracing vulnerability is not weakness, it's revolutionary strength. When we dare to be open about our struggles as well as our triumphs, we create space for authentic connection. Vulnerability fosters trust within professional networks, inspires others walking similar paths, and demolishes the isolation that so often accompanies Black excellence. It transforms our success stories from intimidating pedestals into bridges others can cross. Second, community isn't just nice to have, it's essential infrastructure. Building genuine relationships with other Black professionals creates a support system that nurtures individual growth while uplifting entire communities. In a world designed to isolate us, community becomes the foundation upon which sustainable success is built. No great movement, no transformative business, no lasting legacy was ever created in isolation. Third, self care isn't self indulgence, it's strategic leadership. Prioritizing mental health and holistic well being isn't a luxury or an afterthought. It's essential for long term entrepreneurial achievement. You cannot sustain innovation, creativity, or visionary leadership from a place of depletion. Your business cannot thrive if you're barely surviving. These insights might sound simple, but they represent a radical departure from the grind at all cost mentality that dominates entrepreneurial spaces, especially for Black professionals who've been conditioned to believe they have no room for error, no space for rest, no permission to be fully human. Let me bring these principles to life through powerful examples that Dr. Lee-Davidson highlighted in our conversation. Imagine Beatrice Dixon, founder of the Honeypot Company. Her journey began not with a business plan, but with a dream, literally. After struggling with bacterial vaginosis for months and finding no effective solutions, Dixon had a dream where her grandmother shared a formula for plant based feminine care products. This deeply personal health struggle became the catalyst for creating products specifically targeting an underserved market of women of color. When Dixon launched her company, she faced crushing skepticism. Investors doubted both her vision and her focus on Black consumers. They kept asking why I was limiting my market, Dixon shared. They couldn't understand that serving my community wasn't a limitation, it was my purpose. Later, when the honey pot was featured in a Target commercial celebrating Dixon's identity as a Black entrepreneur, she faced vicious backlash online. The company's product ratings were bombarded with negative reviews from people who never used the products but were enraged by Dixon's pride in creating solutions for us, by us. What's remarkable about Dixon's response wasn't hardening or retreating. Instead, she leaned further into vulnerability and community. She shared her story publicly, the struggles, the doubts, the pain. She built partnerships with retailers who supported diverse brands. She used social media not as a polished marketing tool, but as a platform for transparent connection with customers. The result? The Honeypot Company exploded. The backlash transformed into a movement as Black women and allies rallied around the brand, clearing shelves at Target stores nationwide. Today, the Honeypot products are in Target, Walmart, Walgreens, and beyond. Dixon has received national recognition as a pioneer in inclusive entrepreneurship. Dixon's story illuminates how embracing authenticity, even softness, can catalyze business growth while empowering communities. Her vulnerability became her superpower, not her weakness. Consider Morgan DeBon, founder of Blavity Inc. In 2014, DeBon created a digital platform specifically aimed at amplifying Black voices across media and technology sectors. Like Dixon, she faced formidable barriers. Investors questioned whether content focused specifically on young Black audiences could be profitable. I was constantly asked to prove that Black stories mattered, DeBon recalled, as if our experience, our joy, our pain weren't worthy of investment. Rather than adopting an aggressive approach to overcome these barriers, DeBon centered community building. She fostered grassroots connections online, prioritized hiring diverse talent behind the scenes, and secured strategic partnerships with brands seeking authentic cultural relevance. Today, Blavity is one of America's fastest growing private companies and has expanded to include Afrotech, Shadow and Act, and Travel Noir. What's particularly striking about DeBon's leadership style is her emphasis on listening over bravado. She created what she didn't see elsewhere through an empathy driven approach that values connection over conquest. Perhaps most revolutionary is Dr. Joy Harden Bradford, founder of Therapy for Black Girls. Dr. Bradford created this platform after recognizing the glaring absence of mental health resources tailored specifically for Black women professionals. She faced entrenched stigma around therapy within many communities, stigma that made potential clients hesitant about seeking help. Dr. Bradford's approach was radical in its gentleness. She created accessible podcast episodes tackling real life issues facing ambitious women, from burnout to what she calls soft life principles. She built an online directory connecting users with culturally competent therapists nationwide. Her work directly challenges the strong Black woman trope that has kept countless women from seeking the support they deserve. The impact has been extraordinary. The Therapy for Black Girls podcast has reached millions worldwide, sparking vital conversations about emotional wellness among high achieving professionals. Dr. Bradford has helped redefine what it means to be a successful Black professional by centering wholeness rather than just achievement. These three examples illuminate a powerful truth that Dr. Lee-Davidson emphasized. The path to sustainable success isn't paved with endless hustle and emotional armor. It's built on authenticity, community care, and the courage to prioritize well being. This isn't just feel good advice, it's a strategic approach to entrepreneurship that acknowledges the full humanity of Black leaders. It recognizes that our greatest innovations often emerge not from our capacity to push through pain, but from our ability to process it, share it, and transform it. As Dr. Lee-Davidson eloquently stated, the soft girl era isn't about being weak, it's about being whole. It's about recognizing that your power doesn't come from how much you can endure, but from how authentically you can exist in a world that often asks you to fragment yourself. This perspective demands we reconsider what strength truly looks like. Is it the entrepreneur who works 80-hour weeks at the expense of their health? Or is it the leader who models boundaries, prioritizes rest, builds genuine community, and still achieves remarkable success? Is it the professional who never asks for help, who carries every burden alone? Or is it the visionary who creates support systems, who knows when to delegate, who understands that interdependence, not independence, is the hallmark of true leadership? The stories of Dixon, DeBon, and Dr. Bradford reveal an undeniable truth. Embracing softness, vulnerability, community building, and self care isn't at odds with success. It's the foundation for a more sustainable, impactful, and revolutionary version of it. I stand before you today with an invitation, no, a challenge. Reject the false narrative that your worth lies in your capacity for suffering. Refuse the lie that rest is a reward you must earn through exhaustion. Defy the systems that profit from your perpetual hustle. Imagine what you could create if you allowed yourself to be both ambitious and human. Imagine the businesses you could build, the communities you could transform, the legacies you could leave if you led not from depletion but from wholeness. This isn't just about personal well being, though that alone would be reason enough. This is about collective liberation. When we model the courage to be soft, we create permission for others to do the same. When we prioritize rest, we challenge systems designed to extract maximum labor for minimum reward. When we build communities of care, we create the infrastructure for sustainable revolution. The most radical act you can commit in a world obsessed with hustle is to declare, I am worthy of rest. I am deserving of support. My value is not measured by my productivity. The time has come to redefine strength on our own terms, to embrace the power of softness, not as a luxury, but as the foundation of true resilience, to build businesses, careers, and communities that don't just achieve metrics, but actually improve lives, including our own. This is your invitation to revolution, not through grinding harder, but through living fuller, not through enduring more, but through healing deeper, and not through isolation, but through connection. The power of softness awaits. Will you have the courage to embrace it?